Welcome all my dear student of SYBSc physics class. In previous lecture we have studied coma or chromatic aberration, and we have also studied the reduction of coma. Now in this lecture we are going to see astigmatism. What is astigmatism? Astigmatism. What is astigmatism? Astigmatism is the aberration in the image formed by a lens when a point object is situated far off the axis. We have seen that in spherical aberration and in coma, the object is in spherical aberration, the point object is situated on the principal axis. In coma or chromatic aberration, the object is situated off the axis. And now in astigmatism, the point object is situated far up the axis. This is the difference between these three. And now when a point object is situated far off, like this, far off the principal axis, its image consists of two mutually perpendicular, this one image PP prime and another image QQ prime. When a point object is situated far off the principal axis, its images consist of two mutually perpendicular lines, that means PP prime and QQ prime, separated by a finite distance and lying in the perpendicular plane. That means one image is suppose like this, another image is like this. This defect of the image or in the image is called astigmatism. This figure illustrates the presence of astigmatism. In figure, the point object O is situated far off the axis of the lens or principal axis. Even if we consider a small aperture, very small aperture, like A, B, C, D, this is a small aperture of the lens near the center. That means what? Suppose this is the lens and this is the aperture A, B, C, D. That means other portion of the lens is blackened and only this aperture is there. We find that due to large inclination of the rays with the principal axis or with the axis of the lens, all the rays originating from O after refraction through the lens, they do not come or they do not meet at a single point. This is the defect. The image of point O consists of two mutually perpendicular lines, PP prime and QQ prime. And these two images are separated by a finite distance as shown in this figure. Now see here, the plane passing through the point O and perpendicular to the principal axis or axis of the lens is called tangential plane. Suppose this is the tangential plane. This is AD and BC. These two planes are tangential planes. Whereas the plane perpendicular to tangential plane and passing through the principal axis is called sagittal plane. This is tangential plane. this one and this one, tangential plane, and this one is sagittal plane. Sagittal plane. Okay. Now in this figure, OA and OD, these two rays OA and OD are in one tangential plane. Similarly, okay, what I say, the ray OA and OD lie in the the plane AO, OA and OD are in one tangential plane. Similarly, OB and OC are also in one tangential plane. What I say, ray OA and OD are in this tangential plane, and OB and OC are in this tangential plane. The ray OA and OD, after refraction through the lens meet at point P. Similarly, the ray OB and ray OC after refraction through this lens, same lens, meet at the point P prime. Thus, PP prime is the line image of the point object O. Okay. Now, ray OA and ray OB are in one sagittal plane, and ray OC and ray OD are in another sagittal plane. These rays after refraction through the lens meet at point Q. This one, point Q. Okay. The intermediate pair, and the ray, which ray? OD and OC after refraction through the lens meet at point Q prime. What? This is the Q prime. What I say? The ray OA and OB after refraction meet at point Q prime, and the ray, which ray? The ray OD and ray OC. OD and OC after refraction they intersect and meet at point Q. Okay. The intermediate pair of sagittal rays meet at Q and Q prime. Okay. And thus Q prime is another line of image or another line image of point O. The line PP prime and QQ prime are called tangential image and sagittal image respectively of the point O. The line PP prime and line QQ prime are called tangential image and sagittal image of the point object O respectively. Thus, image of point object O consists of two mutually perpendicular lines, PP prime and QQ prime, and these two lines are separated by a finite distance and lying in the perpendicular plane. This defect is called astigmatism, and the distance between PP prime and QQ prime, this distance is called astigmatic difference. Okay. Now, like spherical aberration and chromatic aberration, here also we should have to see the point which can reduce or which can minimize the astigmatism. The defect of astigmatism can be reduced by different methods, but here we are going to just see 2 to 3 methods. One of the method is very important. We know that this defect is arise due to large inclination. This defect is arise due to large inclination of the rays with the principal axis or axis of the lens. Therefore, if rays making large angle of inclination with the axis of lens are cut off by placing a stop arrangement in the proper position, and when we make the stop arrangement in the proper position, the lens may be corrected for defect of astigmatism. That means what? Just like this, by blackening the unwanted portion and consider a small aperture, we can stop the rays who makes a large angle of inclination after refraction. Okay. Second method is very simple. The distance between two lines along the principal axis, that is astigmatic difference. By reducing the astigmatic difference, we can reduce the astigmatism. But how we can reduce this astigmatic difference? This is very simple. By using suitable combination of convex lens and concave lens, the astigmatic difference can be reduced, and hence if astigmatic difference is reduced, obviously astigmatism can be reduced. And the last one point with the help of which we can reduce the astigmatism is very simple. For an optical system consists of several lenses, the defect of astigmatism can be reduced by adjusting the proper respective position of the lenses to each other. What I say in third point, if there are number of lenses or there are several lenses in the optical system, at that time the defect of astigmatism can be reduced by adjusting the respective position between the different lenses. Okay. In this way we study the astigmatism, that is the important defect of the lens. Now the next one is the curvature of field. Curvature of field. This is the third number of aberration, which belongs to monochromatic aberration. What is curvature of field? Now listen carefully what I am going to tell you. If a point object is placed in front of the lens and the lens is absolutely free from spherical aberration, coma and astigmatism, there will be one and only one point image. What I say? If suppose this is the lens, convex lens, and this lens is free from spherical aberration, this lens is free from chromatic or coma, and this lens is also free from astigmatism. And if we place the point object in front of this lens, then we will get the point image of the point object. What I say, this is point object O and this is image O. What I say, this lens is free from all the defects like spherical aberration, chromatic aberration and astigmatism. That means when we are going to use such type of lens which is free from spherical aberration, chromatic aberration and astigmatism aberration, in that case when we consider a point object situated on the principal axis, we will get the point image on the principal axis. Okay. But when this is possible? When lens is free from spherical aberration, chromatic aberration and astigmatism. But if we place the extended object like this instead of a point object, if we consider extended object, then the rays which are coming from this object incident on the ray, and after refraction we will get the image, but that image is not flat image. This image is like this image in case of. Okay. Now, if we use the concave lens instead of convex lens, then image is also not, image of extended object is not flat, but this is like this. Welcome. After the break, we are going to study the curvature of field in details. Third, aberration, curvature of field. Before this, we just studied the introductory part of this curvature of field. This is the third aberration, belongs to monochromatic aberration. I already told you that when we consider a concave or convex lens which is free from aberrations like chromatic aberration, spherical aberration and astigmatism, then such type of lens is able to produce a point image, of an point object. But instead of a single point image, if we consider the extended image, then there is a defect in the image. Instead of getting the flat image, we will get the curved image, and such type of defect in the lens is known as curvature of the field. So see here, suppose first of all if we consider the convex lens, and this lens is free from spherical aberration, chromatic aberration or coma, and free from astigmatism. In this case, instead of a point object, if we consider the flat object AB, this is the flat object. Now, the rays coming from this is like this. Okay. See here, when these rays are after refraction, these rays are okay. Now there are another rays. Sorry. See here once again. Now this is the flat extended object. It's okay. See, this is the lens which is free from spherical aberration, which is free from chromatic aberration, and which is free from astigmatism. But see here, when the instead of a point object, instead of a single point object, if we consider the extended object, after refraction, okay, after refraction, the image is not flat, but the image is like this, like this. This is the image, which is curve image. Okay. So, I am again, this figure illustrates a presence of curvature of field in the image formed by the convex lens. And extended object, this is AB is extended object, is placed in front of the convex lens here. The convex lens L forms image A prime B prime of an object AB. The central portion of the image near the principal axis is in focus at this point. Intensity is large, and the center this is in focus. Okay, but the outer portion, that means away from principal axis, above and below, it is found that the image is not sharp but blurred. Okay, and this defect is called the curvature of the field. If instead of this, if we consider a concave lens, suppose see here, this is the concave lens. What happened here? Here also we consider the extended object. Okay, extended object. When this extended object, so these rays come here, we will get the image like this. This is the object AB, which is flat object, extended object. Here we will get the image. The image like this. Again, A prime and B prime. Object is extended but flat one, but image is having the curve. This defect is arise due to fact that why this image is arise, or why this image is having curvature. We know that the paraxial rays, focal length of paraxial rays, in both the cases, in convex lens and in concave lens, focal length of the paraxial rays, that is Fe, is always greater than the focal length of marginal rays. This is the focal length of marginal rays. Correct. So, this defect is arise due to that focal length of paraxial rays is greater than the focal length of marginal ray, and that is why there is, or the image in the image, instead of we will have flat image, but instead of flat image, the image shows the curvature in the image. And so curvature of the field in the image formed by the convex lens and concave lens is easy to understand. Okay. Now, this type of aberration is present even if the aperture is reduced by stuffs. That means what? In spherical aberration, in chromatic aberration, and in astigmatism, we can use the Stoff arrangement in order to reduce the spherical aberration, chromatic aberration and astigmatism respectively. But here, like that, we cannot use the arrangement or mechanism of Stoff in order to reduce the aberration. Why it is so? Because this type of aberration is present even if aperture of the lens is reduced by suitable Stoff usually used to reduce spherical aberrations, astigmatism and coma. So, only one option is there. By using a suitable combination of convex lens and concave lens is used in order to reduce the curvature of field. Okay, and hence the reduction of curvature of field by using a suitable combination of convex and concave lens will be studied in next lecture. Till then, we shall stop here. Have a good day. Thank you.